World Beat Live with a very important person, Agin. You are from the city schools. Tell us, Agin, about your role at the San Diego City Schools.
My role, I'm officially titled the Program Manager of Race and Human Relations, San Diego Unified School District. I've done this for about 16 years now. I'm the fourth person to head it. It's about 30 years old, and the purpose of it is to foster integration into the school system amongst the adult and student population through diversity experiences and trainings.
How does World Beat Center fit in race and relations with this new program with the city schools?
The new program grew out of the off-campus integrated learning experience, the LSAW program, where the children had a 5-day experience in Balboa Park, Old Town, and Camp Palomar. It's an abbreviated experience now for 1 day, and it is now called the San Diego Unified Heritage Program. The World Beat is a very powerful face of this new program in that it gives the opportunity for an individual, both student and adult, to interface with culture in a myriad and a variety of expressions that you have captured here and allow the individual to experience. It will also allow the individuals to interact with one of the great vibrations of the world, which is music, because in the center is the vibration of music. Also, one of the great vibrations of the world, which is food, and the role that food plays in our development. The World Beat Center has its snapshot, if you will, on interacting and responding to and growing with the latest ideas of food and its interaction with the human experience. And among the many other things, because I'm in a learning curve, so I recognize that right now at this interview, I really don't know all the things that come out of the World Beat Center, but what I have learned about is more than enough to begin this first year of a relationship between the New Heritage Program and the World Beat Center. You'll be amongst 7 museums that will allow 5th grade students to come and learn about themselves through your experiences.
Dr. Sum, there is a culture. We were talking about a tree from the tree tribe of Ghana, I believe.
Yes, the Twi tribe from West Africa, and forgive me, I don't remember the specific culture, but the Twi, amongst their griot culture and the learning part of their culture, they have a concept called Insaka Sunsum, which means touching the spirit. Their belief is, and it goes something like this, that in the interaction between a student and the teacher is a divine dance that takes place. And when the teacher interacts with that student, a spark takes place, a spark emanates, and that student becomes a lifelong learner because their spirit has been touched. And so in our program, we have a program called the Pupil Advocate Program for the Improvement and Achievement of African American Students. And I once was one of the actually creators of the program. I did it for about 10 years in the district. And we went all over the country and collected information systems on working specifically with African American males, but African American students in general. And so amongst the things that we collected, I had the opportunity to work with Dr. Wade Nobles and Asa Hilliard at San Francisco State University. And every year we would do a week-long seminar, and we would invite people throughout the state of California, all races, both genders, to come and share promising practices on working with young African American students. And so I learned about this concept in that forum and brought it back to San Diego. And we were studying what remains African about Africans in America, was kind of the philosophy that we were looking at to assist the unfolding of particularly African American males in contemporary society.
Well, you were saying that that word meant uh, the spirit, touching the spirit.
Touching the spirit, yes.
So, and that, we seem that that's what we have to do with our youth today is touch that spirit. And we're sort of in a crisis right now with them. So, what do you see we as teachers, elders, what's our role right now today?
Among the role, an important part of that role for me is sharing what I call accurate information. So once, when I was at Baker Elementary School, which is in the Mountain View community, this was maybe 25 years ago, off of Ocean View, a young boy who happened to be African American had come to me and he was struggling with mathematics. And so the intervention I offered would attest to what I'm going to share with you, information. I looked at the young man and I said, "Well, did you know?" I said, "I'm looking at you, and I know that you're an African in America. You come from an African background, among whatever else you are." I said, "But your African ancestors are reported to have built the pyramids." And so I described the pyramids and showed them to him. And I said, "You could never build these structures unless you had mathematics. I want you to know that that boy that was struggling getting D's and F with mathematics went on to start getting A's and B's because he saw himself in the curriculum." So one of our African scholars, Dr. Malefe Asante, once said that about the African American student, that we must not be renters of other people's ideas. We must see ourselves in the curriculum. So the strategy that I chose and I'm offering for us to do, we must make sure that we have information into the curriculum. The mainstream Caucasian population did a really, really, really great job on what I would call white studies. I mean, they have really gone and portrayed white culture beyond imagination. What they did not do as well is do the same thing for cultures such as the African culture. So I'm inviting everybody, white, black, brown, yellow, whoever you are, male and female, to do a really good job and to take the information that we now have in abundance about the contributions of Africans to the world, but particularly to America, and to share that information. Because if the students have a healthy identity, and I believe our students are not, they don't have an identity crisis. If anything, black kids have over identity. I mean, they're really into themselves. What they have is cultural crisis. They still don't have a proper cultural history of Africans in America and Africans in the world. So I advocate a two-prong. The first prong is to teach about the contributions of Africans in America to the Industrial Revolution. So 20,000 inventions have been introduced to the good life of America by Africans in America. 20,000, not just a few that we know, popularly like the stoplight and those kinds of things. 20,000. And then to go into pedagogical research and to look at the African contribution to religion, to science, to metaphysics, all the kinds of things that we study. We haven't done as good a job as we have the capacity to do. And a very famous black educator, Dr. Ron Edmonds, once said, "We already know all we need to know to have progress with African children in the Americas. The fact is, we have to simply admit that we haven't done it so far." So we have not taken the information that we have access to in our own libraries, our private libraries, our thinking systems, our organizations, and wherever, and get them into mainstream education. I personally believe that it is criminal not to do so. That is why the white and black culture in particular continues to be at war with itself, is because it really doesn't understand the contributions of either in a meaningful way to human progress. And so it leaves us warring at one another with what I call fractured concepts. We need holistic concepts to value all the human beings and all that we've done and grow together.
Incredible. An incredible scholar. I mean, Acer Hillard, Wade. I mean, you've been with the best. And Ajim, incredible human being, race relations, San Diego City Schools.